John Terry slipping in the rain while taking the penalty that could have won Chelsea the 2008 Champions League, to Diana Ross trying to score in the opening ceremony of the 1994 World Cup. The history of football is not only about the glory and triumph, but also moments that make you cringe and laugh simultaneously. In this video, we'll revisit some of those unforgettable blunders, comical mishaps, and cringe-worthy gaffes that have become part of football folklore. And let's start with one of the shocking ones that football fans in Nigeria will never forget. Yakubu misses a sitter. If you are Nigerian, you will definitely know the name Yakubu. He was one of Nigeria's most prolific strikers in the 2010s, so good that he led the line for English clubs Everton and Portsmouth FC. But in the 2010 World Cup, he had one of the most embarrassing highlights of his career. One that had the entire football world collectively face-palming during the 2010 World Cup. I mean, we've all seen our fair share of missed opportunities, but this one, it's like he was trying to break the record for how not to score a goal. Imagine this, you're in the World Cup and the pressure is on. The stadium is packed and there's an open goal right in front of you. A dream for any striker, right?
Yeah, boy.
But not for Yakubu. He saw that golden opportunity and decided to test how wide he could go. Now we understand that the pressure of the moment might have made Yakubu miss the sitter. But what excuse does Diana Ross have for missing an empty goal? Diana Ross misses a penalty. Now we are no football experts, but when you're standing 6 yards in front of the goal, you'd think the odds of scoring would be in your favour, right? But not for Diana. We have to give her credit for adding a touch of showbiz to the opening ceremony of the 1994 World Cup. The idea was simple. Kick the ball into the net and fireworks would go off and the crowd would erupt in cheers. A Hollywood-worthy moment, right? Well, maybe in an alternate universe. Ross approached the ball with the poise of a superstar, ready to own the stage. The whole world watched in anticipation, and she sent the ball wide enough to make even the most wayward of shots look accurate. I mean, it's as if the ball saw Diana coming and decided, nope, not today, I'm out of here. But we can forgive Diana Ross for her miss. At least she's not a trained footballer. Not sure that excuse flies for Peter Enkelman. Peter Enkelman's howler. This embarrassing moment came in a high-stakes match between Aston Villa and Birmingham City. Enkelman, the Villa goalkeeper, took his eye off a tame throw-in and the ball slipped past his foot and straight into the net. But here's where it gets interesting. The Birmingham fans in the heat of the moment couldn't resist invading the pitch to celebrate. What do? They pat Enkelman on the face as if saying, "Thank you for that priceless gift." Now most of us would probably lose it at this point, but not Peter. He stands there, cool as a cucumber, calmly reflecting upon his biggest mistake of his career. And of course, after a Peter mistake, you can expect a Paul mistake to follow closely. Paul Robinson's air kick. Now, missing a kick is embarrassing enough, but when you're the last line of defence for your team, the stakes are even higher. Paul Robinson, England's goalkeeper, got a back pass from his defender, Gary Neville, and he was probably thinking, I got this, it's just a harmless back pass. And then, he whiffs on the kick and the ball rolled gently into the net. But here's the real kicker, and you best believe that pun was definitely intended. Even though it was Robinson's epic air kick that started the comedy of errors, the own goal was officially credited to poor Gary Neville.
No! God, please, no!
Jonathan Walters versus Chelsea. Scoring an own goal is embarrassing enough, right? But Walters decided that one own goal just wasn't enough when his team Stoke played against Chelsea. He thought, you know what would be really impressive? Scoring 2 own goals just to show everyone how versatile I am. Talk about going above and beyond. It's the kind of performance that makes you wonder if he'd switch sides at halftime without telling anyone. Anyway, enough of goalkeeper blunders, let's see some embarrassing moments from players who were supposed to face goalkeepers. Fahad Khalfan refuses to use his right foot. This guy seemed to have a thing against using his right foot and turned a surefire goal into one of the most cringeworthy misses in football history. We've all heard of players favouring one foot over the other, but this was taking it to a whole new level. It was the classic easy tap-in scenario. Even my grandma, who's never kicked a football in her life, could probably have managed that one. But Khalfan, he had other plans. He approached the ball and you could practically see the internal struggle happening. Should I use my right foot? Nah, too mainstream. I'm going for the left, no matter what. And so he did, but sent the ball rattling into the post before his teammate followed it up but sent the ball soaring over the crossbar into the stratosphere. The result? Qatar lost that game 1-0. Jonathan Soriano skies a penalty. This dude redefined what it means to sky a penalty kick. You know it's a spectacular miss when the ball not only misses the goal, but also disappears into the stratosphere. I mean, we've all seen penalty misses, but Soriano's attempt was like an audition for NASA, aiming for the moon. Ashley Cole in the nude. Cole decided to make a name for himself in a rather unconventional way, by sending nude pictures to a topless model. It's like he wanted to prove that he could score off the field as well. Now, it's not uncommon for celebrities to have their private moments exposed to the world, but Cole took it to a whole new level of public embarrassment. I mean, having your intimate pictures splashed across the tabloids is the kind of thing that can make even the most hardened football fan cringe. Peter Devine carves a divot. Peter Devine made missing a penalty look like an extreme sport, as if he was aiming for the moon and just missed it. You simply had to be there to understand how crazy it really was. Devine steps up and kicks the ground so hard you'd think he was trying to dig a hole to China with his right foot. While the pitch quality was poor, even on a bumpy, potato-filled field, most players could manage to make solid contact with the ball. But Devine decided to defy all odds and create a divot that could probably be used as a makeshift swimming pool. And now to the final footballing embarrassment that you've all been waiting for. John Terry loses the Champions League. All John Terry had to do was put the ball past Edwin van der Sar, and Chelsea would be crowned the champions of Europe. It was the stuff of dreams, a moment players train for their whole lives. But then, the slippery pitch, the weight of the occasion, or perhaps the footballing gods themselves decided to play a cruel trick. As Terry took that fateful step, he slipped, fell and sliced the penalty wide of the goal. It was a moment that felt like the universe had conspired against him. It's almost as if the footballing deities said, "No, not today, John. Your Champions League glory will have to wait." And wait it did, because Chelsea eventually won the trophy a few years later. But we are sure that's because they subscribed to Goal Zone, so join them now and subscribe.